With the trade deadline come and gone, and Dave Canellis deciding on the starting quarterback, in addition to Dan Morgan making a few moves, the Carolina Panthers find themselves going into the final practice in their game in Germany, answering not only a few questions, but raising a few questions as well. Want to find out what they are? Find out next on Growlin' and Prowlin'. Welcome back, Prowlers. Thank you all for growling with us on another edition of Growlin' and Prowlin'. Here with you is Mr. CeeLo as always, getting you caught up on all of the news before, during, and after the game. Well, we had some eventful things take place during the week. I'm sure all of you know about the deal that went down with Jonathan Mingo, as Jonathan Mingo was dealt to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not happy about it. There are a lot of Panther fans, including people on 99 The Fan, and I'm just not a fan of giving away third round picks and higher for lesser draft picks. You have a lot of people that, we got a good deal because Mingo was not, Mingo wasn't producing. How many times have I told you guys? This is a classic waste. And people are going to say, should we keep going that way? Listen, I'm a guy, I can be one of the most wasteful guys on the planet. But anybody that knows me understands, I don't care if you waste a second round pick. But at least you got to get that kind of value for him. Listen, I get it. This was Scott Fitterer's pick, but also Dan Morgan oversaw it. And this is the thing when I tell you guys, I was a big proponent that year, even when we drafted Jonathan Mingo. I was a huge guy on, why did we do that? Listen, Steve Smith co-signed on him. This is the problem I have with a lot of y'all. Y'all are sitting here saying Jonathan Mingo wasn't this and he wasn't that. Part of that's coaching. At some point, you got to blame the coaching staff. You can't sit here and just throw it all on the player. And it was just like I heard one of the guys on 99 The Fan say Jadavian Sanders is the best athletic tight end we've got because he leaped over somebody. Okay, Tommy Tremble's done that. I've got a highlight of him leaping over. Go look at the tight end show that I got out there, guys. See, you got some guys, they don't even know the type of talent we have on this team. They're just out there doing shows, and they don't even know what type of talent we have on this team. This is the problem I have with Coach Canellis. And people are saying, okay, he understands what he has. No, he doesn't. I mean, listen, you basically have had to... Now, don't get me wrong. Jalen Coker is that dude. I'm going to admit it. They found a straight-up gem in this guy. He is phenomenal. And, let me phrase that. He has potential to be phenomenal. But so did Jonathan Mingo. And the reality of it is, you've got Xavier Legette all wrapped up in Mingo. And Mingo just felt like the guy out of place. And I've gotten a lot of heat from a lot of Panther fans that are saying, oh, you'll see. And I am going to see him paired up with CeeDee Lamb. May not be this year, but I'm going to tell you something. Jonathan Mingo is going to make some serious noise in Dallas. And everybody in the league, and I'm even going to do a show I'm going to do a program on my other show about that. People are shaking their heads about why the Cowboys made this move. You can question it all you want. Cowboys are going to go O-line and defense next year in the draft, so there's no worries there. They may trade and get a couple of picks, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just talking about our guys. But that was the thing. That was what we did. We gave up a 7th and got a 4th, and I think we got another pick to go with it. But I'm not happy about it. I still think, people are going to say, well, you got a 4th. Stop complaining. there aren't many we're not in a situation where we need a bunch of role players. We need elite players. We gotta steal with Luvu. Gotta steal with Jeremy Chin. Gotta steal with Edo Gross Models. What did we end up doing? You can't keep giving away your players. And they're just talking about your first round players. That's not even counting your supplementary. That's not even counting your supporting players. Look what you keep giving away. You gave away Terrace Marshall early in the year. Yeah, y'all forgot about that too, didn't you? Terrace Marshall was not a bad producer. Problem is guys have to have opportunities. This ain't changed. The National Football League is all about opportunities. You can't expect a guy not to make play. You can't expect a guy to make plays if he's not getting opportunities. It's just ridiculous to sit there and expect that. And for the fans that are wondering where these guys are, now all of a sudden we're starting to see some production here because Bryce not only is starting to get some reps with these guys, but you're starting to see some more continuity because they are being featured in these practices and so on and so forth, because it wasn't just the Deontay Johnson and the Adam Thielen show and then teams are sitting here watching this. I don't believe that Mingo was getting the fair reps he deserved or he needed. This guy caught 44 balls last year, and all of a sudden he ain't caught but 12. And then people are clowning him saying he ain't this, he ain't that. And I'm like, look, at some point, there needs to be some form of, force feeding these guys the football. And now we're down on receivers. I mean, we've got tight ends galore, but, I think it was this week and the week that Trimble got hurt was when we really started to force feed our tight ends the football. And that's important. But as I said, now we got Jonathan Brooks coming back. As I said, that was one of the major players that came in. Brooks is coming back, and it's going to be interesting to see what he does. He was activated. Pretty much had to be activated, because if he was not activated, it was going to be a situation where he was going to be on IR for the remainder of the season, which wouldn't have bothered me one bit. But I know a lot of people are interested to see what this kid can do as well as myself. But that also leads into the fact that how this share is going to be mixed up. Now, outside of that, we ended up extending Chuba Hubbard. That's excellent news. I am ecstatic that we extended him. I think their contract was 4 years, $33 million. Now, the negative flip side to that is if the Panthers feel like Jonathan Brooks is the guy and he's expendable, because nobody wants to pay a running back anywhere from $8 to $10 million a year. And I don't want to see that. I do not want to see our running backs drop like bad habits because, hey, they're too expensive. Chuba Hubbard has been a good back now for the last 3 seasons. And I'm going to tell you something. Whether anybody wants to admit it or not, the last back that came in and took this back since McCaffrey walked away was Deontay Foreman. It was when Deontay Foreman and Chuba Hubbard were splitting carries. And then you were a bonehead, Federer. And Morgan, why you didn't get in his ear, I don't know. And why you didn't re-sign Foreman when he was a free agent. I don't understand that myself. I mean, don't get me wrong. If Brooks turns out to be a superstar, all fine, well, and good. But you signed Miles Sanders to good money when you could have just got Deontay Foreman. What was that? But I'm very happy, and I hope you guys are too. Coming off that big win, and Canellis also naming Bryce as the starter in Germany. Hopefully we can make some major things go on in Munich and really bring home a huge victory and get this thing rolling again. I was listening to another Panther reporter on 99 The Fan. I think it was Conley. I think that was his name. And I think it's Tim Conley. He said, I want to see Bryce throw it down the field. And that was the same thing I said. Remember what I said, guys? That's what I want to see. And honestly, when Bryce throws it down the field, now he doesn't have the arm strength of a cannon for an arm, but he can get the ball down the field. He reminds me, and this is where Canellis has got to get him understanding. He needs to get it down there faster. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to start searching the draft. There's a couple of guys that Carolina needs to look at in the draft. But here's the other thing. What I'm looking at is they're going to have to get a big receiver. And needless to say, Cincinnati needs to be on the phone. He needs to be on the phone. And honestly, if we have to give 2 first-round draft picks up for him, I know what people are going to say. They're going to say, they're going to say, well, 2 firsts. I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, this is what I think. This is just me. But let me know what you guys think. I think that we've had a really up and down week. If you don't, let me know what you guys think about the Jonathan Mingo trade. Am I right? Do you disagree? What do you think about the Chuba Hubbard signing? Do you like it? Do you don't like it? What about the Bryce Young starting in Munich this week? Do you like it or you don't like it? Do you like the idea of us going out to get T. Higgins? But let me know what you think in the comments. Also, you guys, if you join the show or you comment on the show, let me give you a growl out. You guys have been very quiet lately. Also, if you join the channel, make sure you comment down there and let me know you joined. Go to the Facebook page at Growlin' and Prowlin'. Let me know what's up. Also, go to Mr. CeeLo on Instagram and find out what other things I'm involved in. But until the next time, keep prowling the airwaves and keep growling out. Keep pounding.